Imagine walking into a place so radioactive that a human would receive a lethal dose in minutes. No plants, no animals, not even insects, just cracked concrete, twisted steel, and invisible waves of radiation silently tearing apart everything they touch. Now imagine discovering something alive there, not barely surviving, not hiding, but thriving. How? How can life exist where life should be impossible? Even more astonishing, what if some microscopic organisms don't just survive radioactive environments? What if they actually transform uranium itself? Could tiny bacteria help clean up some of humanity's worst nuclear disasters? Could they one day make radioactive waste less dangerous? Or are we witnessing the evolution of life in ways we never imagined? Today, we're diving into one of the strangest discoveries in modern biology. From bacteria that shrug off radiation thousands of times stronger than what would kill a person, to microbes capable of breathing metals and changing uranium into entirely different forms. This is the incredible story of nature's ultimate survivors. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why scientists believe these microscopic organisms may help solve one of civilization's biggest environmental challenges. Radiation is one of the most misunderstood forces in nature. You can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it. Yet every second, high-energy particles are flying through space, passing through your body, and interacting with atoms all around you. Fortunately, Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field protect us from the most dangerous forms. But in places like abandoned nuclear reactors, uranium mines, and radioactive waste sites, those protective barriers don't matter. Here, radiation becomes relentless. When radiation strikes living cells, it acts like microscopic bullets. It shatters DNA, breaks chemical bonds, damages proteins, and creates highly reactive molecules called free radicals that attack nearly everything inside a cell. For humans, enough radiation means severe illness. Enough more, death. Scientists once believed no complex biological repair system could overcome this level of destruction. They were wrong, because hidden in some of Earth's harshest environments, nature had already invented a solution. Meet Deinococcus radiodurans. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary, a tiny pink bacterium. Nothing about it suggests superhero status. Yet this humble microbe can survive radiation doses over 1,000 times greater than what would kill a human. How? For years, scientists assumed it must somehow block radiation. It doesn't. The radiation damages its DNA just like ours. The difference happens afterward. Imagine dropping a 1,000-piece puzzle onto the floor. Now imagine someone putting it back together perfectly, over and over again. That's essentially what this bacterium does. Its DNA is broken into dozens, sometimes hundreds of fragments. Instead of dying, its repair machinery calmly begins rebuilding every chromosome with astonishing accuracy. Even more remarkable, its proteins are protected by unusually high levels of manganese compounds that reduce oxidative damage, allowing those repair systems to keep working when most organisms would simply shut down. It's less like wearing armor and more like possessing the world's greatest repair crew. Scientists have frozen it, dried it out, bombarded it with radiation, even exposed it to the vacuum of space. Again and again, it comes back, which raises an extraordinary question. If life can survive this, what else can life do? Now, we arrive at one of the most fascinating twists in microbiology. There are bacteria that don't merely tolerate uranium, they use it during their metabolism. Species like Geobacter and Shewanella perform a process the scientists call metal reduction. Humans breathe oxygen. These bacteria can use metals as electron acceptors during respiration. It's a completely different strategy for obtaining energy. When uranium exists in groundwater, it's often dissolved, allowing it to spread through the environment. But these microbes can convert soluble uranium into a different chemical form that becomes far less mobile. Instead of drifting through groundwater, it precipitates into solid minerals. Scientists sometimes describe this as bacteria locking uranium in place. They're not literally chewing chunks of uranium like a person eating food. Instead, they're changing its chemistry through their natural metabolism. That subtle difference is incredibly important because if enough bacteria perform this transformation, They can dramatically slow the spread of radioactive contamination, tiny organisms, making enormous environmental changes. This discovery transformed environmental science. Instead of relying only on expensive excavation and chemical treatment, what if nature itself could assist? Researchers began encouraging native uranium-reducing bacteria by supplying nutrients they need. As bacterial populations grow, their uranium-transforming activity increases. Field experiments at contaminated sites have shown that microbial activity can reduce the mobility of uranium under the right environmental conditions. It's called bioremediation. Not magic, not science fiction. Just biology doing what biology has done for billions of years. Scientists are now exploring ways these microbes could help manage contamination from old mining operations, industrial waste, and certain radioactive environments. There are still major challenges. Conditions underground constantly change. Oxygen levels matter. Water chemistry matters. Different bacterial communities compete with one another. But every year we learn more. And every year these microscopic engineers surprise us again. These discoveries force us to rethink one of humanity's oldest assumptions, that life is fragile. In reality, life is astonishingly adaptable. Microbes have survived asteroid impacts, global ice ages, mass extinctions, and now we've discovered organisms capable of surviving radiation levels once thought impossible. Others manipulate heavy metals in ways that engineers are only beginning to understand. Could similar organisms exist beneath Mars, inside Europa's hidden ocean, deep below the icy crust of distant worlds? NASA and other space agencies are intensely interested in extremophiles precisely because they expand our definition of where life might exist. If bacteria can flourish inside radioactive mines, perhaps life can thrive in places we've dismissed as completely uninhabitable. Sometimes the biggest discoveries don't make us look inward. They make us look toward the stars. The next time someone tells you bacteria are simple, remember this. Some rebuild shattered DNA with astonishing precision. Some transform uranium through their metabolism. Some survive conditions that seem utterly incompatible with life. They're invisible, ancient, and among the most resilient organisms our planet has ever produced. Perhaps the greatest lesson isn't that these bacteria are extraordinary. It's that life itself is far more inventive than we ever imagined. So here's one final question. If evolution has already produced organisms capable of surviving radiation, reshaping toxic metals, and thriving where almost nothing else can, what other incredible forms of life are still waiting to be discovered? If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of extremophiles and microbial engineering, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Would you trust bacteria to clean up nuclear waste? Because the future of environmental science might just be microscopic.